Just doing a kind of a boring, lazy Saturday afternoon, and was gonna do some crafting and painting out in the garage. And well, a couple of things occurred to me. First off, I hadn't based these guys yet, so I was gonna go ahead and base. And this was like one of the last things I bought before the lockdown. Just an extra unit of the B1 droid commando guys. And I did a very different paint scheme on them. Thought that was kind of a fun little paint scheme for these guys. And as I was grabbing them to get ready to start basing them, I broke one of the arms off. And that's this guy right here. One of the things that got messed up on here, I think I did a live stream when I was building these, is I put the wrong torsos on. So the sniper was supposed to have the torso that was leaning forward, and as a result, he ended up shooting straight up. So this way, and the torso that was leaning forward went on the commander instead, and as a result, I give him like a gangster lean with his particular push there. Now his arm snapped off. I used super glue to glue it back on. I think I dripped glue all over the side of him too because I had to put a lot of it on because it kept sticking to my fingers. And I was resting it on this glue bottle here because I needed something about that height to kind of hold it in position for just a little while. So yeah, that's basically what is going on today. I'm gonna base those guys. I may paint some terrain. I'm gonna involve you guys a little bit because I'm gonna probably ask for some help on deciding something because I have an interesting project. What I've got going on here is basically I've seen a lot of people talk about how they're like post like some shots of like their first minis and their minis now. And I thought to myself, I'm like, boy, that'd be kind of fun to redo some because I've got my Rebel Troopers here. And a lot of my Rebel Troopers like did not come out all that good. And I wasn't really happy with them. And so I'm gonna look at some of those and see. Like I'm thinking of maybe picking a unit of Rebel Troopers to strip and repaint, just for fun. I've got more than enough Rebel Troopers, so that's one thing I'm thinking about. So and in order to do that, I've got myself a bunch of simple green and a bucket, and I just soak them in there for like a day. And then scrub them with a toothbrush after like 24 hours and get most of that paint off and just repaint them. And I thought that might be a fun project. But first up, we're going to base these guys. And what I want to do first is just get some of get some dirt. This is dirt from my backyard. And that's what I use. I'll be real careful with this guy since I already broke him off. Funny thing is sometimes you break stuff off if you've already got glue on there and you can't glue it. Sometimes it doesn't want to glue back together. You like one of the things I found that's like the catch-all is this Tamiya putty. This is almost like a tube of toothpaste. It's not toothpaste at all though. Highly toxic. But yeah. But yeah, it comes out, you squeeze that on like some aluminum foil or whatever, get some plastic tools and sculpt it on there and it bonds really good. Like it dries fairly quickly. And you can use that almost like kind of like green stuff, but it's messy. So the Tamiya putty is fun for doing weird stuff. I love playing around with some of the effects like that because I tried to use it like on a lightsaber to give it like that swing, and I tried to like dip a lightsaber like an extra saber in one and then just go woo like that, but it didn't want to curve straight up. A cooler effect was the Green Stuff World resin because I did some of my rebels kind of in slime pits and stuff, and so like I really liked I really liked that. I will say this. I don't know if any of you guys have been following me for a long time, but when Clone Wars was more new, when last Gen Con, when I came back with the Clone Wars core set, I had put my battle droids together, and the kids dropped like a big box on top of them and crushed them all. A lot of those were broken really, really bad, and I had to use this to glue them back together. So that's one thing that I definitely did. Yeah. So all right. Well, hey, we got a lot of people joining in the chat right now. How you guys doing? Thanks for hanging out with me today. Let's see. El Rombo says, if you do a repaint, do a theme that they just transferred either to a jungle or a snow planet, or vice versa. Yeah. Well, you know, like this whole theme that I have for the bases is kind of like Felucia, more or less, and that's kind of what I have going for a lot of them. And so I think like something like that could work. Like I'm gonna show you guys a couple of minis from each of my different squads. Oh my goodness, the dog is going crazy today. I don't know what is going on. I think the dog has got quarantine fever too, because we used to take our dog to the dog park a lot. All right, so these guys ended up not coming out that bad. What's the matter? Come here. Come here, you. What's the matter? What do you want? Sorry, I'm petting the dog right now. She wants some loving. All right. But yeah, so Hera, what's the matter? Why are you crying? You just been out, you just ate, you had water, you had sweets and stuff. You want another dog to play with. Sorry. My dog is going crazy. All right. So like the white guys came out all right. Let's see I got these guys with the black coats. They're a little boring. I think I could do better with them. I could do a lot better with them. They're kind of boring. The brown coats were, I think, one of the last units I did. They came out okay. They could have been way better. What are you doing? What is it? What is it? What is it? Oh my goodness. Here. Oh my goodness. That's my dog's nose. She's jumped up on my lap and she's up on the table. What are you doing? Hera, what's over here? What are you doing? What are you doing? You just want to be on my lap? You're too big to be on my. I have a big dog. She's a German Shepherd mix, so she's big. She's big, and she's trying to get on my lap. No, you can't get on my lap, miss. What? Oh my goodness, she is so funny. Okay. Can't get on my lap right now, at least. Maybe later. All right, so these I think were the first guys I did. Oh wow, he's really bad. Look at his face. I think these guys are a good candidate. The light blue, because the backpack is a dark blue and it like looks almost the same as the light blue. So I think the light blue Rebel Troopers are definitely a candidate to get stripped. But kind of want to hear what you guys think. I think they're like at the top of the charts right now. Then I've got these guys with the white, but then they have like a darker wash on them. They didn't, like all of my Rebel Troopers were done early and before I really knew what I was doing. What are you crying about? The dog doesn't want me doing a video today. Yeah, I do love it when hey Sam, I do love it when big dogs think they're lap dogs. It's funny. It's funny, isn't it? It's funny, you silly. You little silly puppy. What are you doing? You want to say hi? You want to say hi to everybody? Come up here. Come on. Oh, okay, look. Hold on. Let's turn it around. You want to say hi? Hold on. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see. You want to see? Let's. Come here, Hera. Come here. Come here. Jump up. Jump up. Come on. Up. There she is. There's Hera. There's my puppy. There's my puppy. Look who's that. That's you. You see yourself? Say hi to everybody. Say hi. Hello, everybody. She just wants loving. That's all. She just wants to be snuggled on right now. You did not expect to see a crazy puppy. That's my crazy puppy. All right. Now she got to say hi. All right, let's go back. Let's go back to the fun. All right. I'm gonna get to. We're gonna do some chats too. Let's see. Now my fleet troopers, I think they came out a lot better. I was a lot more pleased by the time the fleet troopers came out. Faces, I've always struggled with doing faces as much, so the faces aren't super great. But they came out all right. So I think it's gonna be the light blue Rebel Troopers. Do we have any objections? Let me check chat. Let's see what you guys say. She wants my attention. Yeah, I think she probably does. Who is my favorite Legion commander? Right now? My favorite Legion commander, probably still Darth Vader. It's funny how somebody from like the core set, I'm gonna start putting these guys in here. It's funny how somebody from the core set can still be your favorite after so long. But yeah, he's pretty awesome. Like everybody else that's come out just hasn't really done it for me. Oh no, Hera, what are you doing? You know, she misses my wife because my wife went out, and she's definitely like a mama's dog or whatever. Yeah, all right. So then, I'm going to fill this thing up with simple green. Boop, boop, boop. Boom. There we go. And I am just going to let them soak for a whole day. And if I find anything else that I decide I want to strip and repaint while I'm at it, I might also do that. I think I could do I could probably make a case for some Emperor's Royal Guards, because I did 2 that were red, and they both look kind of the same. So that's certainly a possibility, but we'll go with them right now, just them. All right, so that much is done. So look for these guys in a future video. I might do a painting video, or I might just kind of showcase them in a live stream, because I can't do that on this particular live stream, because, well, that's going to take 24 hours. I don't think you guys want a 24-hour live stream. All right, so, oh, also, who was it? Somebody during the last live stream I did said last week I was doing the Legion Solo AI. By the way, I've got a new version of the Legion Solo AI coming out sometime pretty soon. I'm compiling the release notes or whatever, so it's going to be the same cards. It's just going to be rules that affect the cards. So that's something that you can look for. Maybe this weekend, but if not, then hopefully early next week. But let's see, we are going to do these droids now. So one of the things I like to do, I use old brushes for these, because I don't want to use good brushes. So I got some old ratty brushes here. Oh, yeah. Okay. And what I do is I put some glue in a thing. I'm only doing 4 models, so I'm not going to put that much in there. But I usually mix glue and water. But since I'm doing so few, I don't need all that much water. So I'm just going to wet my brush and kind of apply some to it. And there we go. And what I want to do is get it on there all over, but not on the model itself. I don't mind if it gets, like, touches the feet a little bit, because I certainly don't mind if he's got a little bit of dirt on his feet. He's been walking through the dirt. And like about that. And there we go. And then once I get a good layer on there, I'll go ahead and dip him in this. Move him around. And kind of tap, tap, tap-a-rooney. And then I wipe the sides, because I will paint the sides afterwards. You can still see, I actually, you can see what I have on the sides here is, what is that? It's one of the paints from Citadel, one of the primers, Lead Belcher. It was the Lead Belcher primer that I primed these things with, which is really, really fun for droids. And there we go. It's as simple as that. That's basically what I do. Gotta be extra careful with this dude. You could probably just do straight glue, but it'd be harder, I think, to, you know, especially with certain minis when you're trying to get some finesse on there and get it just in the cracks. It won't be as wet. All right. And I always get a little bit on the sides, and I don't want that to dry that way. So then I just take my finger and kind of make sure that the sides are cleaned off. There we go. And that's basically the thing. Oh, so question for any of you guys watching. How have you guys? What are you guys' thoughts on the new the system, the new Legion rules? Basically, the new silhouette system. What do you guys think about that? And also the MOV versus strength of schedule changes. I'm curious. I know there were a lot of people that really loved strength of schedule. And I'm not super crazy about that, but I was listening to Fifth Trooper, and I think they had some good points about how MOV is better. I mean, I've always been an advocate for MOV anyway, because you actually have control over that, whereas strength of schedule is really not up to you. It's up to how other people. So you're putting your whole fate in other people's hands, and that's not something I'm super crazy about. So but now their system is perfect. Then the beauty of it is they can totally change it. So if it turns out one system isn't working, they can always just add another one. All right. Also, yeah. So last week, or when I was doing the Legion AI stream, somebody suggested I do like a music, do a music live stream. And I was actually planning on maybe doing that tomorrow. So I'm curious if that might go over really terribly or positively. Oh my goodness, barking. Hera, what are you doing? Crazy barking. Crazy barking. All right. Some kind of big truck outside. What does it matter? It's okay. Hey, sweetie. It's okay.
What are you doing?
And do another layer on top. Then that's kind of what I do with my rebels. Is I use two different types of sand. So I'll do like dark blue on the bottom, and then let that completely dry and come back the next day, and then do another layer on the top with the lighter blue. And sometimes I paint those on because I don't want it to cover everything. I just want it to be like a crate, right? You would do red first and then white on the top, and so that's an interesting thing. Like that's a cool thing. Silhouettes are okay. Yeah, like I think the silhouettes is a cool idea, and it's really only a tournament thing. It's just a tournament rule. So if you're just playing at your kitchen table, you can totally ignore it. And you can even house rule it if you think there's a good use, if you think there's a good application for it. Like if you really liked the fact that R2D2 could hide underneath a small thing, then don't use it for him. If you really liked to be able to shoot the tip of Luke's lightsaber over a wall or something like that, you can absolutely omit it for that. But when the flying troopers come and you have a trooper that's like this tall in the air up here, you might be like, what? It's really a good idea to use for flying troopers, or outrageous poses. So for home games, use it however you want to, or not at all. That's my suggestion. Nobody has to use it. And the cool thing is, since it's just a printout, if the silhouette ends up being a big problem, they can just either change the silhouette or throw it away. Let's just say we're not going to use the silhouette anymore, or alter it, or make it smaller or bigger. I mean, like there's it's not like any rule that's locked in, that's set in stone, and that's the beauty of it being like an online thing. I think it's really cool. I think it's a good idea. Obviously, there's going to be some cases where it actually hurts you. Since this is a live stream and I'm out in the garage, let me get some terrain. We'll do some examples, right? Because I think that's a cool idea. We'll get R2. We'll get some little. We got some little pieces of terrain or something like that. Oh, I'm grabbing stuff. We're gonna have some fun. All right. Oh yeah. I got all kinds of terrain. Let's do some cool little examples. All right. So I got my little silhouettes here. I haven't cut these out yet. But let's see if I can drop the camera down a little bit. All right. Oh, I'm going to do some funky stuff. Here we go. All right. So let's say we've got a small little barricade like this, and R2's, you know, moving behind it. Obviously, we're at a little bit of an angle, but like, you know, if you were looking at it straight on, it would be like this. You wouldn't be able to see R2, right? But obviously, we put a silhouette behind there. It's a lot bigger. He's going to be about that size, right? You're going to be able to see him over there. So, you know, that's certainly one of the bad. Oh, I've got scissors right here. I'm going to cut these out live. We can talk some more about silhouettes. This is a cool. All right. We're going to cut some silhouettes out. Oh, and you know what? If you're cutting them out, I suppose you can make the handles as big as you want, as long as you don't cut that. Now, I wonder how many people out there are going to cut out their own silhouettes and make them extra large. You know, I wonder if there's we're gonna see any cases of somebody deliberately cheating by printing out like incorrectly sized silhouettes. Like, do you guys think that that'll be a thing? Wouldn't that be funny? Like of all the dumb reasons to get yourself banned from competitive play, right? All right, so there's one. We got one. All right, we're gonna use that for right now. So you stick that behind R2. Yeah, it's obviously gonna be way different. But then, hold on. Like, let's say we've got something like this. All right, we've got something like this right here, and let's say we got this little droid who's hiding behind it. Now you can't even see him, right? If you're shooting at him, you wouldn't be able to see him. But if I put that out there, because it's so much wider, right? Because it takes the whole base. So I guess like the point is, right? If he's like just like boom, you can't see him. Well, if you can see that base, you're going to be able to see all of them, right? And so like in narrow cases like that, it would kind of hurt you. I guess it would kind of be. Let me try to line it up right for the camera. Oh, I got all the kids are home now. All right, so it would be something like that. So you'd actually be able to see people that you couldn't see. And I could see that being a case where some people might have problems with it, right? And that could be something you house rule. Tournament rules, though, you'd still be able to shoot him in that case. But I could see that being a house rule. And like, if you can't see any part of the mini, you know, and because it's narrow, you know, maybe you don't use it for house rules. Like, I'm still going to play it the normal way. Like, I'm still going to do that. This is a cool piece of terrain. I want to. Oh, you know what? Who wants to see some cool terrain? I got some cool stuff. This came from a set. I'm going to show you guys. It's cool. Getting some terrain. I haven't used any of this in a battle report yet. Oh my goodness, I'm dropping things. All right, we're going to take a look at a cool set of terrain here. Here we go. All right, so this is a set, and it's like a jungle set. Let me move the camera back up a little bit more. All right. Let me do this. Okay, so this set, I think this was from WizKids. I'm not sure, but like if you're doing like some kind of jungle thing, oh look at this. It's like a mystical portal, right? And like, oh man, like I could see this being like some kind of house rules thing too, like making your own custom scenarios. Like anybody who walks through the portal gets like +1 health or something like that, or you roll a die and maybe something bad happens. Let's see. This is a campfire. This part is supposed to go inside this campfire. And check. Oh no, where did it go? Am I missing a piece? It's supposed to light up. Oh no, I dropped some. Wait, hold on a second. I'm missing. Okay. All right. There was another piece that fell out of it. This right here. So you push the button. Sneeze fest. Oh my God. Goodness gracious. Okay. It's dusty over there. All right. It's because I haven't used this terrain yet. All right. But yeah, so like that's really cool, right? You can, thank you. But it's got different buttons and you can push the button multiple times and it controls the brightness of it. and then you turn it off. So that's pretty cool. I like that there's like little battery powered pieces in here. You've got this little tomb that you can like put bones in or something like that. I like that. We've got these like pillars and statues. Oh, this one, there was another piece to this statue that like you could break it off. It was like a head, and it could be whole. We've got like a hut here with the roof comes off. That one's pretty cool. And we've got another one of these tomes, right? So you have zombies come out of there. We've got a little mushroom circle, which that one's pretty cool. And this was all in one set. And the other thing that's really cool is that these pillars, they have batteries too. So check this out. Like they light up, dude. Or you can make it glow. Now, obviously, I think the intent of these is to use these for D&D. Look at that. Oh, one of them is glowing full strength and the other one is flashing. What could it mean? Dare you investigate the pillars of Nunchaku? You know, I don't know. So that's funny stuff. And now here's the other puddle. So all of this was one set. I bought this a while back. I actually had plans to use it and never did. So, So that was, but this was a really cool set. I think it was $50, and I want to say it was either Wiz Kids or the people that make the D&D miniatures. But whoever it is, it is definitely the pre-painted stuff because I did not paint any of this. Oh, well, thank you, Luca, for the support coming from Italy. I'm going to spend a few minutes. I'm going to go look over some of the chat. I see some people agree to the blue ones, the blue rebels, rebasing them. Yeah, I think they were the weakest ones. Some people like the silhouettes. They use it in War Machine. I think they also use it in Infinity. So, yeah. And there's no perfect system. You'd like strength of schedule over MOV, but you're okay with either. I mean, there's definitely arguments for either of them, and I think there's also a nightmare story for either of them, right? I mean, there's kind of like a really bad example. I'm like, oh yeah, well, how about this, you know? And I think you can come up with bad examples for either one of them and great examples for either one of them. And you know so like there's you know nobody's just totally wrong, I think, in this particular case. So you know that's there's something there. But you know that's the way it is. You know the good thing about it, and it makes it different from Armada, is that it's still you get only one victory point. Any chance of having a you versus the views game again? Oh, yeah. I think that's definitely a possibility. You know, what we might. I'm trying to come up with a different way to do it because we did that. Gosh, now you've obviously been watching for a long time because I did that years ago where I did a game of Armada, me against the community, and you guys got to pick what happened. Yeah, that was pretty cool. And like, what was it like? Instead of, since you couldn't set command dials, I let all the viewers just tell me what, like they had to vote on what command each ship was going to do when it came up. Yeah, I could see doing something like that again. I could see doing that. That would be kind of fun. I wonder if maybe there's a way to incorporate the AI into it, depending on how many. Only reason I say that is because at a certain point, it's like it's a little bit hard for the audience to accurately judge everything. But I could see doing it. I could see doing that. Yeah. No, and that would probably be a fair game. I tell you what, if you want to do that, I think it's easier to do that for Armada than for any other game because Armada is a lot more almost like on a grid. You know, it's like you can tell me where you want your clicks, and I don't have to finesse anything, right? I could see doing that for Armada, and hop onto my Discord if you want to do that, and we'll make some, we'll toss around some ideas on some builds, and we'll see what we can come up with. I'll try to focus on builds that don't require a whole lot of precision decision making. Things that are a little bit more, up close and I think black dice builds would work really good for like a game against the community. I think that would work really well. Other things that would work well would be I don't know, maybe all red dice stuff. I think if you're trying to like circular strafe or stay at long range, that one can be where it would be harder to actually maneuver because you don't get that that good view. One thing I could do is I could do a 2-camera setup, kind of like I did with the last Legion AI live stream. Problem is the cameras that I'm using aren't. I gotta figure something out because they're only showing like this much of the screen instead of like the widescreen, and so I have to like blow the whole thing up so it makes it out of focus. And so I'm like, I've gotta play around with that and see if I can't figure out how to the behind the camera stuff a little bit better to make that experience more enjoyable for all. But that would be a fun way to maybe run it. I could see that. Okay. Let's see what else. Oh, I could put some stuff on these guys' bases. All right, I've got some. Let's see. Do we want to go with these? I'm going to go with this. All right, now this is from Shadow's Edge Miniatures. Big thanks to them. They sent me a bunch of tufts to use, and I am going to use them. All right, and let's see. I'm not going to go kind of overboard with it. I don't want them to have too much. Doop, 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 doop. All right, because these are dry enough that I feel like I can stick this to it now. Now, one thing that I usually do, that a lot of people suggest not to do, is I seal these guys after I put the tufts on. Some people say, no, don't do that. It'll screw up your tufts. And I'm like, well, it hasn't screwed up any of my tufts. It's made them a little bit firmer, but it hasn't ruined any of my tufts. So I still usually seal them afterwards. And yeah. Oh, that looks good. See, all of my droids are mostly on dirt with some type of grass, whether it's like a decaying grass or a greener grass. This is more green than I usually use, which these will look good if I do the Battle of Naboo, which still I'm waiting for that AAT. How many of you guys are waiting on some kind of pre-order from FFG that you should have had by now, but thanks to COVID-19, we're all like sitting here going to go another month without anything in hand. That's a big bummer. Hey, I'm going to show you guys something. I don't know how many of you guys have seen my Rebels for Legion. Let's see. I haven't pulled these guys out in a long time, and I forgot they even existed. Let's see, how many? I'm grabbing them. I'll be right there. I am so bored. I'm just pulling stuff off the shelves and being like, look at this. This is cool. All right. All right, so we got Chopper. These are from Mel Miniatures. We've got Hera, and I put these on all old extra Rebel bases or something. Ezra. Oh no, Ezra's lightsaber is gone. What happened to Ezra's lightsaber? Okay, well he needs a new lightsaber. We've got Kanan, Blind Kanan. I've had these for a long time. We've got Zeb. There's Zeb and Sabine. Now Sabine's obviously already in the game, so I don't really need to use her anymore. But before she was, I thought it'd be cool to put Rebels into Legion. So these are really old. I've had these for a long time, and I actually it's okay to talk about. I used to use Sabine here for playtesting because when Sabine first went into playtesting, I decided to use her. And I painted the little Firebird on her base too. Ow! What am I doing there? But yep, let's see, what else is new? Oh, and then here's, I don't know if you guys caught my first April Fool's video after Legion came out, but this was the ultimate epic Darth Vader, which, and I decided to put him on any kind of base I wanted. So, yeah, so he can move really, really fast with a giant base like this. So, that's a fun one. All right. Nerf Herder, you're waiting for them to announce Clone Commandos. I am sure they will. It might be a little while, but that's gonna be a big hit, I think, for sure. Now here's a question. What do you think would be a good counterpart for Clone Commandos to come out for the Separatist side? You know, do you think of another droid that would work in that, in that capacity? I mean, that's kind of a tougher one. Maybe the like those Electro guards, the Vibro, who is the Grievous's bodyguards and Dooku's bodyguards, like those guys maybe. But I feel like we'll have the Republic Royal Guard, the blue Republic Royal Guard, to kind of be the counterpart for them. So I don't know. Yeah, the Magna Guards. Thank you. All right, let's see. Dave says, how about an MC-80 assault cruiser and 2 MC-30 scout frigates with Akbar for a basic fleet? Akbar is a good commander for like an online game like that, because it can, like, I can be like, all right, do you guys want to declare Akbar? You do have a front shot, so you'd forfeit that if you used Akbar or something like that. Like, I can give you very clear, unbiased information to help you make the choice. That's an option. So that would be kind of a fun way to go. So yeah, we'll look into doing that. Whoa, sorry about that. Just cut out for a second. But yeah, Magna Guards would probably be a good option to have instead of opposite the Clone Commandos. But I could see, my thought is maybe they'll go in a different direction and just stop trying to be symmetric at all, and maybe they will go for like Night Sisters in that case. Although I feel like Night Sisters might be a sub-faction unit. So instead of Night Sisters, maybe they'll go, I don't remember the episode name, but I think it was in season 3 when they did the attack on Kamino, where General Grievous like had his ships fall underneath the water, and then they were kind of doing the surprise attack on Kamino. There were those troopers, those droids that like almost like frog droids that like leaped into Kamino, and were attacking the entire place. That's where 99, died. So really, really good episode of Clone Wars. But those type of droids would make a really good droid unit that had infiltrate, because that's exactly what they did in the episode. They infiltrated the Kamino. So I feel like that's an option. I don't know if they need to be special forces or if they would be core, but they seem like they could have infiltrate. And since infiltrate leans itself a little bit more towards being a special forces characteristic, I feel like those droids would be the Aqua droids. Yeah. Did they use them on Mon Calamari? I'm not sure. I'm rewatching the Clone Wars right now to get caught up, but I'm only at like the end of season 3. I'm really going slow because I started watching Tiger King and all this other stuff. And oh man, if you haven't seen Tiger King already, woo boy. Yeah, that's something. That's a whole different discussion, though. That's a whole different discussion. Let me know if you guys have seen Tiger King, though, because that's really fun. Have I seen season 7? Yeah, I've been watching season 7. I just watched Friday's episode earlier this morning. Really not crazy about season 7 so far. I mean, I'm still happy to have Star Wars, so I'm not like trying to complain. But as far as if I were just to nitpick, I'm like, come on, guys, this is boring. You can do better than this. That's kind of my overall feeling on season 7 so far. But it's a good problem to have. I'm happy to have more Star Wars, even if it's not that good. I'm still happy to have it, because it's what would I do otherwise? Watch something else. I'd rather watch bad Star Wars than good, a lot of other stuff. That's generally my take on it. All right, let's put you guys in here. I can't fit that many in here. All right, we'll put 2 in there. All right, so I think that's probably about it. I'm probably I'll take maybe a couple more questions and then we'll probably sign off after that. And hope you guys have fun. But yeah, I may be doing like a live stream. I pull out the guitar tomorrow and just play and sing and have a good time and just be silly. Might do that because there's a lot, not a lot else to do during the day. Ethan asks, do you like the Bad Batch arc? I actually really did like the Bad Batch arc. Like season 7 started out so good. And the Bad Batch arc was great. And I had never seen it before. I had never watched like those original unreleased footage arcs that they did. So for me, the Bad Batch was like an all new story. So I was like watching it from the eyes of a Legion player saying, oh my gosh, I really want these to show up. So like I loved it. I was like, this is great. And then the Ahsoka arc starts and I'm like, oh boy, I think, was it like 3 episodes in a row where they're in jail? And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so boring. Like, I just felt like there was really, like, they could have done all of that in 1 episode. Maybe 2. But, I mean, it was just a bad episode. I think the whole point is that those girls that she meets are going to be held hostage, and it's going to give her conflicts. Like she's going to have to let them die, and she's going to feel bad about it. And it's supposed to be really powerful, and that's why they gave like these girls 4 freaking episodes. I think it was 4 episodes or 3 episodes or whatever. Too many episodes of like, hey, the older sister doesn't like Ahsoka. I get it. The younger sister does like Ahsoka. The older sister doesn't like Ahsoka, and she eventually comes around. I'm just like, oh, I get it. You're beating me over the head with it. I get it. And also that it can have some serious impact when it goes kind of nuts. And I'm like, all right, good. I got it. I don't need, I don't know. It's too much for me. It's too much of that. But again, like I said, I'm happy to have that kind of problem. All right, guys. Well, let's see what else we got. You're wondering if Darth Maul will come with the little scout droids? Oh yeah, he might. I could see that. That could be a thing. Along with the TIE Striker and TIE Reaper and U-Wing, what other squadrons would you want in a Galactic Civil War squadrons pack for Armada? Oh boy. Let's see. What else do we not have for Galactic Civil War? I mean, I guess you could go with the Inquisitor's TIEs, right? The TIE Advanced V1. I think that's an option. If we're going into EU, I would really like to see the Rogue Shadow Starkiller's ship from Force Unleashed. I'd also from a certain point, I wouldn't mind having extra squadrons of ships that we already have, like some X-wings and Y-wings and stuff from Rogue One. I would love to have that General Merrick in an X-wing. I'm okay with reusing that instead of giving us more models. I'm okay with like giving us like, hey, here's another piece of cardboard you can stick on an existing Martyrs. What other Jedi commanders operatives do you see coming to Legion? Oh, well, I'm glad you said do I see coming as opposed to do I want to see, because if it was what I want to see, it would be all of them. All of them. But what's likely, Anakin Skywalker. Very, 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 very likely, right? Almost a guarantee. Well, not even almost. He is a sure thing. You absolutely do Anakin. Who else is likely? I mean, I think they're going to do. I think eventually they'll do all the most popular Jedi. I think we'll definitely get Mace Windu. I think he's very, very likely because he'd be so cool. They might make us wait a little while for him because he should be very, very strong. But also Kit Fisto. I really want to see Kit Fisto. Ki-Adi-Mundi. I would like to see Ki-Adi-Mundi. And I think we're going to see Pong Krell. General Krell. Especially because they already did art for him in Destiny. So they've already got character art for Pong Krell. Plus, he would be so cool. And he would make a really good Separatist one. Like maybe a trader mechanic or something like that. I think Pong Krell would be a really good one. Yoda, definitely. Yoda makes sense. I think you do Yoda at the same time that you do the Palpatine or Sheev or Darth Sidious. I think those two come out around the same time. That would be I think a good option. Obviously Maul. I want 2 versions of Maul. There's plenty more that they could do. Why not to me? I'm a Jedi. The guy who talks like that. Plo Koon. Yeah, Plo Koon. I definitely want to see Plo Koon. And Aayla Secura. I mean, we've already got them in the tank, so like I feel like we probably won't get them right away since they gave us a version of them, and like that's cool. But I still want the actual commanders. But yeah, those are a few. Another one. When we get Asajj Ventress, we need to get. Come on, man, what's his name? You know the guy with the yellow across his eyes. He was in Dark Disciple with her. I can always never remember his name. He was only in one episode of the Clone Wars, but somebody help me out. Quinlan Voss. Thank you, Nerf Herder. Yes, Quinlan Voss, I think would be a very, very cool option, especially if you are looking to have somebody that can use both dark side and light side upgrades. I think that's a pretty cool option. I think maybe you go with Savage Opress from David. Yeah, absolutely, great option. Like all of these are good options, and I'm hoping we eventually get them all. Savage Opress will probably work out really well if we get around to doing sub factions, because if we do a Night Sisters or a Dathomir sub faction, I mean, you've got the Night, you got a lot of different Night Sisters, and we talked about this a little bit on the Double Critical. So if you guys haven't already, check out Double Critical podcast. It's really fun. We talk about a lot of wish list type stuff. We were talking about sub factions just recently. We talked about Dathomir. But you've got, the regular Night Sisters, you got the Archers, you got the Undead Night Sisters, you got Mother Talzin, you got Savage Opress, Darth Maul, and of course, Ventress. So, can I see your comments, Timmy? Yeah, I can. I can see your comments, man. How you doing? But yeah, so that's basically it, guys. All right. Well, I'm gonna let you guys go. Do we think we'll ever get those secondary Jedi such as Kit Fisto? Yeah. I think I already answered that. All right. Well, I am gonna let you guys go. I want to thank you for hanging out with me. If you're just tuning in, sorry you missed it. I didn't really do a whole lot, but it's more like just a kind of hangout session. I based a couple of droids. All right. I will talk to you guys later. And as always, have a great day.